What you got, Dave?
Outside of a haircut.
Did get a haircut. You know what I've been considering here? I enjoy the hunting. It's getting that time of year where I'm kind of getting like, checking all the gun ads everywhere.
Orange Hat
Getting back
Brigade.
into, it's just that time of year. And I was talking with some of the neighbors here not too long ago, and I wasn't complaining really, but I haven't been much on deer hunting the last couple of years because Wyatt's into it so much now.
Yeah.
And he gets one every year.
Mm-hmm.
But butchering hogs and half beef, like I don't have room to go just killing 5 deer a year or 3 or even 2 really.
Right.
And being able to put it away. And I was kind of complaining about that. I was like, yeah, I'm not as diehard as some folks, but I enjoy going.
Yeah.
And the neighbor said, he's like, well, how do you feel about rabbit hunting? I was like, I've never done any rabbit hunting or bird hunting. I said, I think I'd like to do that sometime. He's like, oh, yeah. He's like, it's more of a social thing. Just go around. Everybody kind of spreads apart. And then you just go out there, have a beer. And then you just, go shoot a rabbit or go quail hunting or whatever. I'm like, man, I think I need to get into that. So I'm curious if you ever done it. I know you've done the waterfowl hunting. You ever do any like, land bird hunting?
Upland game hunting.
Yeah.
A lot when we were younger. Yeah. So we rabbit hunting. I can remember going rabbit hunting before I even had my driver's license. Like my dad would drop me off over at a buddy's house and we would just go all day around his farm, and then we would get on our 4-wheelers and ride to another guy's farm and stuff. But we never really had much. We didn't ever quail hunt much because there was no coveys of quail really around here. It's making a huge comeback now.
Well, there's been a lot of efforts by
QU and
Quail Limited.
QUGA and stuff like that. Like they're doing a huge, lots of huge projects trying to get the quail population to make.
I saw a couple Bob Whites out on
we got a
my
covey,
neck of the woods.
We got a covey at our house that's on the backside between us and Granny Dina's property.
I forget where I was mowing. Didn't run over any rabbits this time, but I forget where I was mowing, and I saw, it was on the southwest corner of my property. I got like a couple of those trails mowed where all that's growing. And I saw 2 run out real quick, and I was like, oh shit, them are Bob Whites.
Yeah, so they do this real cool. If you can go out real early in the morning, and they'll do that covey up. It's like a covey up whistle. That's where they get their name, the Bob White. But there's some leased ground that we used to duck hunt on all the time. They was loaded with quail. And we would go down there in the morning and you could hear them. It was really neat when they start coming up. But I don't know if you knew it or not, Dave, but national holiday on Thursday this week, like in 3 days.
What's that?
Well,
Opening
national
of squirrel
holiday
season.
Yeah, opening day of squirrel season.
Now, I've been squirrel hunting.
That is the gateway to fall right there, August 15th.
You know what the shameful part of it is? I can remember when opening squirrel day was like start of school. And they'll already have 2 weeks in.
Yeah. Yeah, so squirrel season in Indiana opens up here on Wednesday. I don't go usually because it's hard to hunt when the leaves are still on the trees. You got to be pretty good at it. And
I feel
it's
like I want to do more small game hunting this year.
Sure.
Just to go out and full shit and take the boys and not be like a big.
Well, rabbit hunting is a lot of fun. And I think that's why I did it so much.
Back. The rabbits are back. Well, I haven't seen rabbits here for 5 years, I bet.
Right.
And then like out of nowhere.
Well, so whenever they the first introduction to bobcats and all that stuff, that's going
to be tough.
They took a real big beating. The rabbits, the turkeys, the quail, like all of it. But then now that
well, I forgot we can hunt bobcats.
Well, they're going to put a quota on it type thing. It's going to be really limited. But yeah, it's the first step. Like it's the stepping stone, to get rid of them sumbitches again. Not get rid of them, but just manage them.
Yeah, because they're running wild right now.
They're just crazy. Yeah, like they're big bastards. People don't think they're that big, but dude,
man, I've
seen a really good one
put a hurting on me, like just a regular and I'm allergic to cats now. Oh god dang, I bet my eyes would just jump out of
me. Oh yeah, probably so.
We never rabbit hunted with dogs.
Corey, so we had a couple of dogs.
Yeah, Corey had some pretty decent dogs.
So we had my mom's, she's my aunt on my mom's side, on the Sissel side. Her husband, he's since passed, but he had a national champion.
Oh yeah, field trout
out of his stables, and their house down in Lincoln's kennel, their house down there in Lincoln City, he had a pinned in area.
Yeah.
That he basically let these dogs train them and figure it out and do all that other stuff.
We took ours to a place up in DuBois. Well, I didn't. I took one of mine, and then Sean Begley, a friend of mine, he took 2 or 3 of his. And it's the same thing. Like it's probably like an acre of probably, I don't know,
fenced
5-6 foot tall fence, which a rabbit ain't gonna jump that high. But you know what I mean? But it's that tighter woven wire or even welded wire. And they just let brush grow up, and then they got some mow trails to it, and they literally just take these puppies and put them in there, and just let them start on their own.
And so he had like a tower where he could watch and he could see the movement. But Corey, I never went rabbit hunting. It just probably because at the time busy doing other things. But I love listening to dogs run. Like I will say that's something that probably a lot of people wouldn't know.
Yeah.
But like when you'd let those dogs out and let them run and listen to them howl and bark.
If you hunt with a houndsman that like if they've got I've hunted with really good dogs, and I've also hunted with like really bad dogs.
Yeah.
And when you get into now my personal preference, I mean it's a lot harder to do. But I love just going out brush busting. Like
just walking through and seeing them scatter. I had an old Mossberg 500 pump shotgun, 12 gauge, and me and 2 or 3 other buddies like Nobby and Craig Seib and all of us guys, Cord O'Brien, Obie and I, when we used to rabbit hunt, Nathan Cam and a bunch of us, we just rabbit hunt. Like that's a lot of what we did all winter long. Yeah.
And we never had no dogs. Nobby got a dog named Tucker there for a few years at the end, but like we just go out and literally just.
Does Jay Maxey still deal in dogs?
No, but he had some really, really good ones.
He always had a stable of good ones.
Yes. Yeah. So with that being said, though, like brush busting rabbits versus hunting with a group of dogs that like are really good, like Ed Meyer, local guy around here. Edward Meyer from St. Henry, younger guy my age.
He's got some.
He had some freaking dandies, and he had the dogs that would go down here to on 68 before you get to Interlake down there, where the operating engineers big thing on the hill. Yeah. There was a field trial club that they would hold like regional field trial championships down there, and Ed had dogs that would compete and win in them deals, but. I don't know. Rabbit hunting's just fun because it's usually colder than shit. There ain't really else nothing to do, you know. And like you said, you walk around, you know, shoot some here, shoot some there, get your limit, don't get your limit, whatever, go home.
Because we used to like shooting clays a whole lot too back in Brazil.
Well, this is just like that, but it's on the ground.
And I did the trap league in Jasper with my brother, and it is expensive. But my brother-in-law and his buddies, I got on their team, and you don't have to go as a team. I could have gone anytime I wanted, but I wanted to go with them, you know, when they shot, and they kind of shot later in the night. So it wasn't unmanageable with the kids. It was just like come home, wait a few hours, and go back. But yeah, it seems cheaper to go shoot rabbits.
I think the cool thing too about rabbit hunting is it's you don't get told no a lot. Like if you're not a landowner, like if you're just going to go cold call and just go door knocking. Find somebody on if you just drive around and see some real thicket, real nasty looking woolly piece of ground, go knock on their door and say, hey, we'd love to just see if we can kill some rabbits out there. Do you mind? And 9 times out of 10, they'll say, yeah, sure, go ahead. Because like if you're deer hunting, it's a hell of a lot more of an investment. You're going to be out there. You're going to do this, do that, in and out, in and out, in and out. Rabbit hunting, you could literally walk a piece of ground and a half an hour and then be gone. You know what I mean? And then you let that set for a week and then go back and try it again. You know,
we used to sit back there on the backside of 500 West because we had Lammer's field over there, and especially when he had corn and they had shelled and dove season.
Oh yeah,
sit on the bucket and just shoot at them.
So that's another big blast. I don't know if you've ever done much dove hunting.
I've never done any bird hunting.
Oh my God, Dave! God bless.
It's like shooting
so
skeet.
Fun.
It's like shooting.
It's hard
in real time.
Them some bitches are
They're
tough to
good,
hit now. Hey, I'll tell you somebody that's an absolute dead eye killing doves. So I said Cord O'Brien a while ago. His dad, Mikey.
Oh, Mike's
unbelievable. We used to hunt. So that the key for dove hunting is to find somebody that's chopping silage. Because when they chop silage, all they're going after the ear, of course, but they're going after the stalk and the leaves.
Yeah.
Well, all that offal and that waste is on the ground. So them doves, and they're not dumb. If you could find a chopped silage field that's in relatively close to a gravel road, you're going to murder them. Because obviously they're just like any other bird. They're going to fly in. They're going to eat. They're going to fill their gullet with corn kernels, and then they're going to go over and eat rocks to fill their crawl to grind that corn. So if you can find that's got a power line close, that's
right over there in Duff. A bunch of that, isn't there?
Exactly. So we hunted the piss out of Roushers.
Yeah,
all
that's exactly what that would be.
Any big dairy farmer is usually going to be the ones chopping.
Well, and then then the good thing of it is you just thumb it in and rip the breast out.
That's literally it.
Make sure you don't have any pellets in there.
Hold the bird on its back. Reach in there and you can feel the bottom of the breastbone, and you literally just peel that sumbitch open like a tuna can.
Yep.
And then you just literally flip the skin off of it and throw it in a bucket, and that's it.
And then you wrap them in bacon
and
then
grill them and then eat them.
They're good.
God damn, they're good.
Yeah, we did. You talk about hunting. Last year was the first year getting back into it.
That was awesome.
Since Janelle's
we'll
dad.
try to get one this year.
Well, Corey still brings up, you had a Noah bear you could have shot and had it, and even halfway to the truck, you didn't take the shot.
I want to try bow hunting. I've got a bow, and I haven't gone out yet.
I'll set you up, man. We got enough room out there now where you can.
Well, we did
come out to the house. We need. Here's what we need to do, guys. We need to be a little bit more proactive on this whole deer hunting thing.
Yeah.
Not wait till like 2 or 3 days before it comes in to really start thinking about it.
Yeah.
We should start shooting bows and guns like now.
Yeah, well, that's
you know what I mean?
Corey tells you, he's like, hey, we got to clear some of that. We got to clear some of that, bro.
Exactly.
And I'm like, well, you find time with your situation,
new baby and everything. Hey.
And then I'll find time with my. But I will say I'm kind of excited because we sit up there at the farm, Janelle's family farm, which I guess is hers now, part of hers. Nobody really hunts that up there.
Cool. Well,
and so
tell them you got a couple buddies, and
I've secured for sure as being married in.
That's good, buddy. That's good.
So
and I tell you what, guys, that's a lot. That's a huge issue with which I know, Dave, you ran into that. I mean, I know that's what kind of brought your deer hunting to a screeching halt. But being able to procure that ground and being able to secure a spot where you don't have to deal with trespassers, you don't have to deal with people stealing your shit, you don't have to deal with trying to go out and scout your ass off and move here and move there and stuff, which I mean, patterning deer is fun. That's part of the chase, you know what I mean? Don't get me wrong, but there's just so many other variables in the areas that we hunt. And I mean, it's tough for a guy that if you're not a big landowner, it's tough because you got to rely on somebody else for permission and everything.
Well, and again, it goes back to some of these local farmers.
Yeah.
If you talk to them and say, hey, I'd love to be able to hunt this corner this fall.
Yeah.
And a lot of them will probably, depending on who and if
tell you no, in all reality around here. But there's one or two guys that
they don't mind.
Yeah. If you're just, and they're just, I've worked deals before where, hey, here's what I want to do. I want to take my son. I want to sit on the ground. I want to try to kill a doe. If I do kill a doe, I would love to give you some meat and, just for the experience, and we'll do that. And yeah.
Well, and I
got to have that kid for your wingman.
And it's kind of neat because I think Ryan asked about it, getting into, and it's just a little young.
Oh
yet,
yeah.
But I never would have, because I'm still in my infancy of getting back into it. Evelyn
loves it. My twin, one of the twins, the daughter, she beats me up in the morning half the time. She's ate up with
the shot we should have taken was when Corey and I were going out the driveway. There was one standing to her right.
Well, that I told you that day there was a spike buck that come from by mailbox, walked up the road, up your driveway, and then to the left. And I said, "God damn, Max, go get the legend. Let's lay the hammer on this bastard."
Yeah,
no, I've got some doe running through again. They've been gone a few years too, but I wouldn't think twice about letting an arrow loose there in the backyard.
An arrow, you say? Right here in the yard?
Oh, Pocahontas.
An arrow, huh?
Well, I'm not going to shoot a gun with houses
Jesus
everywhere.
Christ. I'd rather you shoot a gun than a goddamn arrow. Could you imagine one of them bastards ending up in a neighbor's landscaping up there with a rage broadhead sticking out of his back?
I'm not aiming to miss.
Oh, okay, Bob Lee Swagger.
Oh, shoot.
Hell yeah, man. I can't wait for deer hunting and all that.
Yeah, we're
hunting
getting,
stuff.
hey.
We'll have to get us, we'll have to get on to we'll have to spend some time outdoors.
Yeah.
And we'll have to designate a couple of the Dutchman outdoors and really get down to the nuts and bolts.
Get into
Squirrel hunt or rabbit hunt or something. I just want to do some
for sure. Let's
do
do it.